G'day guys, Pete here from ETI Music. Another interview, another amazing artist. To the right of me I have Marty Rice. Thanks for coming out, Marty, and
thanks for having me.
A bit of a chat. Just a few questions and just to help people connect with you a little bit more than just listening to your amazing album and music.
Yeah.
So Marty's an Adelaide boy. If you haven't heard of Marty Rice before, he's got an amazing album out called Transcending Limitations. So it's a pretty good album. We'll talk a little bit about that and potentially go into some theory behind some of the solos on that album. So some starting questions for you, Marty. Really, really simple. What's your favourite food?
It's a hard one. I'm gonna have to go with pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Is it because it's easy?
No, I just love it. Yeah.
What type of pizza? It's a technical question.
Pepperoni's always been my favourite. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, no worries. All right, what's your favourite colour? No, just kidding. No about that. At school, what school did you go to?
Oh, I went to a school called Endeavour College.
Okay. College boy.
Dawson Lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And your favourite subject at school?
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why? How old were you when you started the music at that particular school? Was it like a young college from?
Oh, this was it was high school, so
Okay.
I was year 8.
Right.
I was 13 and I started playing guitar. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, that's this question here. At what point did you start playing? So when did you realise guitar was your thing? Was it right at that very point, as soon as you picked up this badly tuned guitar at a school, or?
It was the year before, when I was still in primary school. I decided I wanted to do guitar, and yeah, that sort of influenced my parents' decision to send me to that particular school because
of music.
They had a good music, what do you call it, music system going there.
All right, and who was the teacher there? Do you know his name? Do you know?
Kathy Jamison.
Okay.
That was
do you know what she's doing now? Is she still someone that?
No, actually, I'm not sure.
No,
not sure.
Interesting to find out.
Yeah.
She was the person who created. I guess you had your own desire to play guitar, but she was there initially to nurture and help you direct.
Yeah, well, she was the music teacher at the school.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a guy that taught guitar.
Oh, someone that came in
as well.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who that was?
Marcus Hennig.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Marcus, for starting Marty on his amazing career, and hopefully you're still playing yourself and kicking goals also. So your educators growing up out in school is one cool thing, but is there someone else outside of school? Did it progress into lessons later on or extra study?
Yeah. I after school I went to TAFE, did the music courses there. I did certificate 4 in commercial music.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was the one.
Commercial music.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, it's basically like there's a bit of jazz, a bit of rock, and some pop and funk, and even Latin and stuff like that. Yeah,
nice. Very
good mix.
Good to be diverse.
Yeah,
absolutely. Was there something when you were practicing? Was there something that you practiced all the time? Is there one particular mode or riff?
Yeah, I did a lot of scales.
Okay.
A lot of arpeggios, and that kind of stuff.
And your album's fairly highly reflective of that stuff.
Yeah. And I also learned a lot of solos and stuff note for note, like a lot of Steve Vai and Paul Gilbert.
That
so
kind
of stuff early on.
Transcribed? You listened, transcribed and then played it, or just?
Yeah, a lot of it I learned by ear. Yeah.
So play, pause. Play, pause.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of it, even like full speed, I would just work out the solos note for note. Yeah.
You're a freak. Yeah. Is that normal? That's pretty good. And do you play any other instruments?
No, never.
No.
I've played bass. I played bass on the album. Yeah, basically, I can do that. But
yeah, good. All right, but nothing like piano or guitar. You understand notation. You can read the stuff, right? So
that's
if
right.
I was to put you on a piano, you'd probably figure some stuff out.
Yeah, I can do a few things. I've actually got a keyboard at home. Yeah, I started learning. I learned Moonlight Sonata, a bit of it. Yeah, I always wanted to learn properly.
Right. So you probably sit at the piano and master Beethoven in half hour or so. You seem like that kind of player. And going back to guitar. All right. So is there anything, or going outside of guitar? Is there anything outside of guitar that you enjoy doing? Speaking of scales, are you into fishing?
No.
Is there something other than music?
I sort of dabbled in martial arts for a few years.
Okay.
And, I guess I still keep fit. And
Okay.
everything, yeah.
All right. What kind of martial arts?
I did Wing Chun for a while.
Right.
The Chinese martial art. Yeah.
I've got a few other friends, other ETI educators actually. Our bass teacher, Dave. That's his thing. He's been doing that for years.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
did you know that?
Yeah, I saw on. I saw
So
a Facebook post. He posted something about it.
He's right into that. He's been doing that stuff for years and years. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see you guys have a fight one. That would be cool. Battle of ETI educators. And your favourite guitar experience?
Probably recording my CD. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just getting that done. And
Yep. Is that your own CD?
Yeah. I did an album with a extreme metal band when I was in my late teens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
That was that was pretty cool too. Yeah.
All right. So that's your favourite guitar experience, and
Yeah.
what's your worst?
I can't really think about it. I don't know.
You don't need to focus on the negatives. That's okay. But it's interesting because I've interviewed other people and they can think of their worst one before they think of their better one.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's a good mindset or not. But if you have a bad thing, we all have bad gigs. We all have bad experiences. Moving on is I think is an important thing as a musician, because if you're playing a show and something bad happens, you're thinking of that bad thing at the next show. So that same thing will probably happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that, but it's just something that I think it's a mental impact. If you're thinking negative of your performance, there might have been a million things that you've done better than you've ever done before, but there might be one thing that's bad. So for the players at home, try not to dwell on the stuff that goes wrong at gigs. Stuff goes wrong at gigs.
Yeah.
So it's good that you don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, I never really
wipe it straight from your brain, and unless you've never done anything wrong at a gig, which is probably likely.
A couple of mistakes, some earlier gigs, and I never.
There's one time my finger fell off when I was
like a pedal change at the wrong time, or dropped the chord or something. Forgot what part of the song was in, and just jump straight into the next bit.
That's why I play drums. There's no chords to remember. So can't meet you at the end.
Yeah.
Kind of do it. Tell me more about your album. How long did it take to create, from your first initial thought, I want to put an album together, as you're eating a slice of pizza, to the album being done and dusted?
Oh wow, yeah. I was about 16, I think, when I decided I wanted to record a solo album.
Okay, so that was like 2 years ago. No.
A few more years than that, but 24 I recorded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during that whole process, you were composing and writing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had, even at 16, I had some early compositions, and some of it ended up on the album.
Okay. Which tracks?
The solo guitar track,
Oh.
the solo lead guitar track.
Okay.
That was there was a big long tapping section at the end of that that I was playing at about 16.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've bought.
Pretty
Is that
old.
the one of those things that you practice over and over again? You were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I just sort of made that up, and I never found a place for it. It sort of didn't fit with any, your average chord progression or
Right.
anything.
So when you're writing your own music, you make the place for it.
Yeah, well, it was just a solo guitar on its own.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to fit with the chords.
No one to tell you off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your favourite song on the album, what would that be?
I think I like the title track, Transcending Limitations.
That's
kinda
what track number is that?
stuff
Track
on
number
there.
1?
That's the first one on there, yeah.
Okay, because you've got quite a few. There's like 12 on here.
Yep, that's
12
right.
tracks.
Yep.
And the tribute to Vinnie Moore.
Yeah.
He's your main man.
I think he'd be one of them, yeah.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, maybe it would be him, yeah.
Okay. So have you had any conversations with Vinnie? Is there?
No, I actually sent him the song through Facebook. But
Cool.
I don't know if he listened to it or not.
Okay.
He never responded to the message.
Really? Oh, that's a shame. The last interview we did, the person I interviewed was really into one particular artist,
Yeah.
and we managed to get that artist for the interview.
Oh, cool.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, I don't have Vinnie Moore here.
Oh,
Sorry. I'd love to be able to do that. That'd be so cool. So let's hope that Vinnie Moore can make this happen. Can get his ears around this and have a listen and
that would be awesome.
give you some feedback.
Yeah.
Give you some tips and pointers, and he might ask you for some info. But that's cool. So transcending limitations. Why is that your favourite?
Probably the sort of main section of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's this combination of these different arpeggios and this different part called what you call a pedal point.
Okay.
I can show you on the guitar.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah. Crazy, man. So that's your thing, right? Is that it's not copied from someone else? That's you.
No, not really.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually kind of unique. People might say it sounds like Ingrid Malmsteen or other sort of neoclassical sort of shred guys, but I've never heard anyone else combine the arpeggio and then the pedal point like that in the same sort of sequence in that way. Yeah.
I really like Dolphin Jam on the album. What inspired that? How did that come about?
Yeah, it was kind of like the solo lead guitar track I was talking about with the sort of idea I had that didn't really fit with any sort of song that I had already. So I basically thought I'd lay down a keyboard track behind this idea that I had.
Okay.
And I had just the two chords, was a B flat and a C chord, and just the keyboard sound I had. I remember thinking it sounded sort of like ocean documentary music or something. So then I had the idea of bringing dolphins into the song.
Okay.
Dolphin samples.
Where did you samples? I'm gonna say bring dolphins in. Where did you keep them? The big fish tank.
Yeah, if I had a swimming pool.
Yeah, right.
So I had these dolphin sounds, and then I thought, what if I were to learn that on the guitar?
Right. So you mimic the dolphins, they mimic you.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I grabbed a heap of dolphin samples together and picked some good ones that I liked and learned them all note for note, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It was interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a great, man. I've seen the film clip.
Yeah.
It's a really good clip, and that's something different, and just being different. I'm sure there's so many solo guitarist albums out there, but that for me was that extra point of difference.
Yeah, no one's ever done it as far as I know.
No, it's amazing. Have you got any animal rights activists, chasing you down because causing some problems somewhere?
No,
that'd be a good problem. Take that to Oprah. Yeah. All right. So, what's the best advice you can give our young players that are coming through the ranks and wanting to be the next Marty Rice or the next Vinnie Moore?
Okay. Yeah.
What can you tell them?
Practice hard. Yeah. All the good players I've known that can do all the shred stuff. Really fast, technical. Obviously, it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
You've got to commit to it. But I guess if you really love doing it, you're going to commit to it anyway. Something you love doing, you're going to do more of it, aren't you? So.
And do you think it's wise to find a tutor who suits your style and suits someone that can play like you want to play?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because someone, for example, a jazz guitarist might not be able to teach you the shred stuff, or some of them might. Yeah, and then the shred guitarist might not be able to teach you the jazz stuff as well as a jazz player would. So. Yeah, definitely go to a teacher that's suited to what you're wanting to do.
Okay. And having never played a guitar really in my life, what would be your advice in terms of gear? If you want to play shred, do you still start on acoustic guitar? Is it the same principle? I'm speaking, from. Hopefully, we get some viewers that see this and they're really young and they've just started on guitar.
Yeah.
I want them to know that they're on the right track, providing they've got the right equipment to help them on the right track.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I recommend for beginners. Usually, the only guitar I don't recommend would be a steel string acoustic because it's just much harder to learn on.
Okay.
The strings are much heavier gauge. It's harder on your hands, and it's just more difficult. But yeah, so either nylon string or an electric are fine to learn on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And as for performing, playing in bands is an important thing. Do you think? because you've said you've written a few pieces that don't fit with any kind of music. Is it important to learn stuff that fits with music, or just if you want to play with stuff for the sake of playing it?
Yeah, that was just a few ideas I had that were sort of obscure and sort of weird and didn't really fit with your standard chords or chord progressions. Yeah, but generally, like a lot of my solos, I'll just improvise. Yeah. I might structure a few of them, but
So your solo on the album, track number 8.
Number 8. Yep.
Could you can play that note for note?
Yeah.
Over and over again.
I can.
It wasn't just an improvised solo on the album. Record. Let's see what happens. Pause.
Yeah, that one was structured.
Actually structured that.
Everything on that album was pretty much structured. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to be performing that one in one of the new bands I've just joined, Unknown Remorse.
Okay.
Got a gig coming out at the end of the month. Yeah.
Very cool. Let me check it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool.
Having we run an organisation full of kids that are excited and really passionate about the music industry, and you and I have grown up in the music industry, and there are some pitfalls, some issues that happen if you're not aware of them. If there's something that you could advise a young musician, guitarist, drummer, vocalist, whatever, of what would you advise a young player to look out for as a band member or as a musician?
Okay, yeah. In bands, I would say be flexible. Don't be sort of set in your ways and try and get everyone to sort of mold to what you want the band to be. It's best if everyone can sort of contribute, have their say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be a
Team player. That's it. Yeah.
Right. That's important.
Definitely.
Okay. So dead or alive, who is the one person you'd like to meet? Have a coffee with, have a jam with.
I think George Bellis, great guitar player.
Right.
I think very underrated guitar player too. You don't really hear of him a lot, not as much as you'd hear of Vi or Malmsteen.
Yeah. Why is he underrated? Why is he under publicised?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's very strange. He's very known in like the metal community and shred guitar community, but
it's not a household name like a Vi.
Yeah, that's right. Marty. Even people that aren't into shred guitar, they know who Satriani and Vi are. Yeah.
Okay. So, what's next? What's on the cards?
Yeah,
I've got some ideas I want you to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But what have you got happening?
I've got a couple of new projects. Like I was saying, the band Unknown Remorse, Subjoin. It's sort of like a heavy metal kind of thing. Yeah, it's got a fairly modern influence to it as well as sort of like a bit of a thrash metal sound to it too. And then this other band with Cam Blockland I was telling you about, and this great singer Stephen Brown. That's going to be like more like an 80s rock sort of vibe to it, and lots of shred guitar in that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who would be your favourite guitarist in Adelaide?
Adelaide.
Your favourite? It's a personal opinion.
My favourite.
It's not quoted.
Probably my mate Jamie. He's an amazing guitarist. Incredible. Yeah.
Jamie who?
Jamie Whyte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What's he's teaching? He's
teaching at Music Corner. Yeah.
Right.
And he brought a solo album out like a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's in a band called Johnny Touch.
Right.
A heavy metal band. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Brilliant guitarist.
That's cool.
I haven't heard much of Cam's stuff though, but what I have heard of him is really good.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Cam Blockland.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear some more of it. Yeah.
Well, we've got the International Guitar Festival coming up this weekend. The 17th is your birthday, I do believe.
It is.
Well.
Yeah.
So very good. You got tickets for that?
I don't yet.
You don't? I'll get you
Hopefully I
tickets
can make it.
It'll be your birthday present.
Yeah.
Right, I'll promise you I'll get you a ticket for that.
Cheers.
All right, no worries. There's $900 a ticket. Is that right? It's it's on the house. So in 5 years, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
Yeah, hopefully still playing in the bands. I'm pretty happy with both of them, the way that's looking, and another solo album at some point. That might be on the cards for maybe next year or the year after or something.
Okay.
Yeah. This year I'm probably more focused on just the bands, but yeah.
Very cool.
I've got the material for another solo album, and it's, I think, will be just as good as the last one, if not better.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Finally, last question. I want to get you to do a little bit more playing as well.
Okay.
If you were able to implement one thing to improve the music industry, what would it be?
One thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Are you happy with how it is? Everything's fine. It's good. It's okay. It's allowed to be.
That's alright.
Yeah, cool. That's alright. That's all good. That's all good. So your solo track on the album, how long does that go for?
Oh, that goes for 2 minutes.
Okay, we got 2.5 minutes. Let's go. Can you play it?
I'll have a go. You shall see.
So this is your fully structured, unimprovised, and I'm going to compare this to the album. I'm going to lay them both together.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Marty Rice, ladies and gentlemen. So do that again, I missed it. That was great, man. That's insane. That's awesome. That's and yeah, man. That's structured.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do the same thing right now again. No, that's good, man. Well done, bro.
Cheers.
That's a really cool thing. A local Adelaide lad are going to go up against, and you are going up against some of these amazing dudes.
Right.
So that's good. So thanks for the chat, Marty. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look forward to seeing your jam and seeing your songs. And make sure you let me know when you're playing.
Yeah.
And we'll get that on the website, and people can go and see this stuff live. And, see you under some lights and sweating with the band, and like the whole hardcore metal industry is.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Thanks for listening, guys. Check out etimusic.com for plenty more interviews of some crazy dudes like this. Cheers. Thanks.